Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. As promised, Carl Hasty still here with us from the Tahoe Transportation District. Carl, we've been talking about the U.S. Highway 50 project. It's been a project that's been underway for a number of years. We were talking earlier about some of the affordable housing issues that it's going to address here. Really low impact, only affecting 76 residences currently. Building out more than 100 for replacement. What are some of the other real estate impacts that we'll see here in the South Shore community?
Well, I think this gets us kind of started with, in a big way, with this replacement housing and what that means to the community. And that newer, up-to-date, safe housing is a big step right there. The project itself also, the other benefit is what it starts to trigger with kind of the adjacent properties and the investment that starts to happen from what you see with be it residential or in the commercial areas. And that's the other big benefit when you look at the economic analysis for the project, for the kind of other benefits that it spurs.
So from the real estate standpoint, I get the benefits there. No brainer, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you support this project? What are some of the other community benefits that maybe we haven't addressed or talked about?
Well, I think in a lot of ways what we're doing is completing things that have been needed for a long time. I mean, for decades, traffic's been cutting through those neighborhoods, and this is about making it right. This is about making it safe, because that traffic cutting through there hasn't made that neighborhood any safer. It hasn't brought any additional improvements to the neighborhood, and that's what this project does. Similarly, then when we get into the core itself, the transit service, the improved transit service, the bike trail connections, those types of improvements are the other benefits that come into play that we don't see right now, making the whole core more pedestrian friendly and that kind of destination aspect. It completes that redevelopment vision of all those years ago by minimizing the vehicles in there, moving the bulk of traffic that's just going through anyway, and making it a much more desirable place for the visitor as well as the resident, and for events and things like that.
You talked about transit improvements. That's the long term.
Yeah.
You've got some short term.
We have some short term actually, yeah. So as of November 1, then TTD will be going to 30-minute headways, and that's what we mean by when does a bus stop by. And right now it's at an hour and has been at an hour for a lot of years. So that's a step in the right direction. The other types of improvements that we'll see as the project gets implemented is a transit circulator. Parking, everybody talks about parking. There's a lot of parking in that core, but not all of it's available, and it's becoming more available. So a transit circulator to help folks get from that parking to their destination, those are the other benefits that we're looking at improving.
Some of our viewers out there may not need affordable housing. Why should they care?
Well, they should care because this is largely a service economy. And a good service economy requires good employees, and a lot of those employees want to live close to where they work, and we have a lot of those employees in that area right now, and we want to keep them there, their ability to be there. So it's important for a community to have enough housing stock, and that's always a challenge for a recreation area, tourist area like ours, and this is why we need to do our best, and there's many folks interested in that, and a lot of people are getting behind doing these kind of projects, which is great.
I thought you'd have a good answer like that. If people want more information,
check our website. Our website, which I believe you can see on the screen right now, is the best place to go to find more information on the project, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Carl, been a long project. It's excited to see the finish line.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking time to join us.
My pleasure.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Tahoe Real Estate Show. We'll see you next week.